chaos and flames in one of Las Vegas's most prestigious hotels. On November 21st, 1980, the MGM Grand Hotel and Casino was engulfed in a catastrophic fire that claimed 85 lives and injured over 700. The fire started in a restaurant due to an electrical fault and quickly spread through the casino, fueled by flammable materials and lack of sprinklers. Panic ensued as guests and staff scrambled for exits, some finding themselves trapped in smoke-filled hallways. Emergency responders faced numerous challenges, including faulty alarms and locked stairwells. This tragic event led to sweeping changes in fire safety codes, mandating sprinkler systems, and improved emergency protocols in hotels nationwide.
Las Vegas, a city of bright lights, gambling, and floor shows.
Got a fire in the deli. Got a fire in the deli. Fire Control Battalion 2, stand by for dispatch.
Bill.
We have a report of a fire in the building, in the deli of the MGM.
November 21st, 1980. At the time, the MGM Grand Hotel fire was the second worst hotel fire in U.S. history, and it ushered in a decade of deadly high-rise fires. In 1980, the MGM, like most Las Vegas hotels, didn't meet fire standards of the day.
We have no enforcement power over. We have suggestive powers over. We have recommendation powers. But, you know, to actually to accomplish what we want to accomplish, we don't have the authority.
This is what the casino looked like after the fire, where the heat was so intense it melted the slot machines. And the theater, another place of play and entertainment, turned tragic. This is what was left of the front entrance canopy. 17 people died on the ground floor, 8 from burns, the others from smoke inhalation. Fire investigator Mike Patterson.
If there had been sprinklers in there, we'd have had some water damage pour down in that deli area, and that would have been it. That would have been it. That's as far as it would have gone.
I feel personally that all we would have been doing at this particular hotel was vacuuming up water rather than putting out fire.
For many on the upper floors, death came when they smashed windows. Again, fire investigator Mike Patterson.
In quite a few instances, we found that a lot of the smoke was coming in outside the exterior of the building, yes, up the exterior of the building. When they broke the windows out, some of the victims we found in the rooms were overcome by smoke from the windows that was let through from the outside, yes.
The MGM and Hilton fires were the first in a series of catastrophic high-rise fires, including the 1986 DuPont Hotel fire in San Juan, Puerto Rico. That fire killed 97 people. The first Interstate Bank building in Los Angeles. The 89 Peachtree building fire in Atlanta, which killed 5 persons.
Hold with the gas! Hold with the gas! Hold with the gas!
And the March 1991 Meridian Plaza Hotel fire in Philadelphia, where 3 firefighters lost their lives. Many of these catastrophic fires have been the impetus for change in city and state building codes nationwide. But we are learning the hard way. Still, the government estimates that less than half the hotels and motels in the United States have sprinklers. People slowly emerge from the hotel, some on their own power, others in much more desperate condition. Frantic life-saving efforts went on in the street. officials quickly became overwhelmed with people suffering from smoke inhalation. 2 hours after the fire erupted, the firemen made their way to the 19th floor and above. There, they found smoke and heart attack victims dead or dying. And one room at a time, one body at a time, the scope of the tragedy began to unfold. A priest later made his way up through the hotel, blessing bodies.
And there were several rather tender scenes. One particularly I remember was the waiter had just delivered breakfast, and he was there beside his tray, and one wife was with her husband with their arms intertwined. It was very sad.
In the end, 85 people were dead, about 700 injured. How could this have happened? How could so many people have died? Tourism is the lifeblood of Nevada, and residents were in a state of shock. Nevada Governor Robert List.
It's just a burned out devastation, and it turns your stomach.
The governor set up a special fire safety commission to discuss strengthening fire safety code.
Completely off of the property.
Off of the property, gentlemen.
Tensions were high. The pressure was on the hotel's owners to come up with answers. Just days after the fire, a controversy erupted.
Owners of the MGM Grand were told even before the hotel was built that plans for fire safety should be improved. Sunday, the hotel's top management denied that, but this man, Las Vegas fire captain Carl Lowe, told NBC News he recommended improvements in 1972 during a meeting with the architects of the hotel.
We went ahead and made recommendations, whether it be verbal with those architects sitting with us at the table or in writing.
Why do you suppose the hotel didn't change?
I have no idea.
Why wasn't this done?
I never heard of his request.
The MGM fire became a unique disaster in legal terms. Hundreds of lawyers descended on Las Vegas, resulting in many multi-million-dollar personal injury claims, counterclaims, cross-claims, and defenses. Many of the cases were consolidated into what was, at the time, the first, largest, and most complex mass disaster lawsuit in history. MGM and over 80 product manufacturers and suppliers were sued. Eventually, over 1,000 claims were settled for a total of $223 million. Investigations and controversy continued. And then, less than 3 months after the MGM fire, the unthinkable happened, right in Las Vegas. Another fire, this one in the Hilton, the country's largest hotel, which was in the process of installing sprinklers. 8 people died. Unlike the MGM, this fire was set by an arsonist, but like the MGM, smoke detectors and sprinklers were absent. State officials were now in a hurry to take swift and decisive action. Soon thereafter, the Nevada legislature passed one of the toughest fire safety laws in the country. Sprinklers would be required in all hotels, old and new. 8 months after the MGM fire, the hotel reopened. $50 million was spent installing new equipment, including a state-of-the-art computer system, sprinklers throughout the hotel, and a new venting system designed to purge smoke from the hotel in minutes.
It's hard to get it out of your mind. I never will. You know, you never forget.
The bad memories were so powerful, they had to check out early.
And we walked in and we opened the door, and I smelled nothing but smoke, as if it had a smell. And I know that they cleaned this thing and changed everything and remodeled it. And it's a beautiful hotel here, but still the memories were there. And
on the morning of the fire in 1980, the Cheramiz were trapped on their balcony for 2.5 hours before fighting their way to the roof, where helicopters flew them to a disaster center. There, they joined 2,000 other survivors. Herman Cherami received medical help and waited for word on Gus Guidry, his sister's husband.
He was at the casino last week.
And his wife and he was still down there, right?
His wife was upstairs,
yes.
And she left him downstairs at about 6:30.
And you haven't heard from him since?
No, and we've checked all over.
Yes, I'm sure you have.
The Cheramiz, like countless others, spent the next 2.5 days searching for friends and family. But they eventually found out that Gus Guidry didn't survive.
Investigation of the MGM, I was the manager of the Fire Investigations Department here at NFPA, and as a result, I was the manager of the team that we had at the fire scene. Well, the MGM Hotel at the time was one of the first super hotels, super resort type casino operations, and it was like the new anchor of the Strip. And here, this new modern facility has a major fire that we were first hearing that there were 7 killed, 14, 21, and it just kept going up from there. We really didn't know for 3 or 4 days what the total death toll was, but just being such a major fire in such a new modern hotel.
What is your strongest memory of that investigation?
I think it was so massive, and it was such a large operation, but probably one of the best managed investigations I've ever seen. We were, the NFPA people, we were actually part of the official investigation team from Clark County Fire Department. And so we participated in all the investigator meetings, the task assignments, and we provided all the fire protection engineering and technical assistance to Clark County for that investigation.
Since that fire, what has the hotel industry done to, and the building industry basically, done to rectify situations like that?
Number one, full sprinklers. I mean, that is just the basic tenet for a good fire protection program. It's been proven for over 100 years, well over 100 years, and it was just proven again. But it would really hit home with the hotel-motel industry at that time. Purchasing of furnishings and products that are used in the hotel. Furniture, interior finishes, usually coming from a central supply house or central purchasing. And hotel-motel managers started paying a lot of attention to that because they had to provide fire-safe materials. Obviously, the huge changes it made in Nevada in general to the entire hotel industry and the upgrades that had to be done, especially the retrofit of their existing hotels with sprinklers.
What about the seismic joints and the elevator lobbies and things like that?
The elevator lobby issue has been pretty well addressed. That's resulted in vestibuled elevator lobbies, so that they are enclosed so you don't get smoke spread right up them. Changes in ventilation of hoistways. So that's been addressed. Seismic joints has been a tough problem, and there are now design methods for providing fire resistance so that the seismic joints can still flex but still provide vertical fire separation.
Anything that still needs to be done, or is that?
I think just re-emphasizing the basics, and I think the important part of revisiting the MGM is that you can't forget that basic stuff, and that still has to be addressed. And so that's probably the most important piece of it.